And Sam, do we have to practice the numericals related to continuous system also?
I have told twice. You please see the video lecture again. Repeat. I told twice in the class. In two classes, I told that mid sem will be based on the single degree freedom and multi degree freedom system, and end sem will be based on the entire syllabus, but with more emphasis on continuous system.
Sir, and for continuous system only, I'm having doubt. Like, we'll have numericals or just theory based? Like,
That I'm coming. First doubt is clear. For the mid
yes, sir.
sem,
Yes.
single degree and multi degree, and for end sem entire syllabus, but I will try to give more emphasis on the continuous system. Okay?
Okay, sir.
This is clear. Now coming point to the continuous system. So continuous system, as I told, one I already told you that mode superposition method problem, right? That we discussed in the I think last penultimate class. In our penultimate class, we have discussed about the simply supported beam subjected to a step load at the middle of the beam, right? So we try to find out that what is the response, right? Expression for the response at the middle of the span. And if
Yes,
you
sir.
remember, I was writing for x equals to L by 2, so and some student, I think Ram Prasad maybe, so he was saying that we should first write the general expression and then
Yes,
substitute
sir. We
x.
discussed that loading.
So similar type of problem I'll give in the answer. So I already told you what problem will come. So that will be maybe around 10-12 marks. So that is one done. And one more problem maybe I have to think about that, actually I have not thought about yet. Okay, so that might be from either Rayleigh quotient or from different boundary condition. Okay, so those type of things I will try. Okay, because for continuous system it is very difficult to give the numerical problem, and if I give for different boundary condition, you just see from one book and just copy or search in the internet also. So that is actually for learning. I told you is you see for different boundary condition, because there can be, I just only discuss about two boundary condition, right? That is simply supported and the cantilever. So then it can be fixed or any different types of boundary condition can be there. So you can just go through it. So from that also I may ask a little bit of question. Okay. So that is the thing. Okay. So I have discussed about the mode superposition for the continuous system, right? So the procedure you understood. So a similar type of problem I can give for other loading condition, right? Okay, we'll discuss one problem regarding that. Okay, so let us discuss two problems today. Okay, then in the second and the last doubt clearing class, we may discuss about one. So let us first do the simplest and shortest one. I think few people might have doubt about the Rayleigh's method for multi-degree freedom system, right? I mean, not doubt, I mean the numerical. Should I discuss this or not required?
Yes, sir. Discuss one problem.
So I'll, for simplicity, I'll discuss about a 2 degrees of freedom system, so that the calculation will be much easier, right? Okay. So similarly, you can do it for the 2 degrees of freedom system, 3 degrees of freedom system. Okay. Good. So let us solve one problem. So just 2 degrees of freedom system. Okay. It can be 3 degrees of freedom, 4 degrees, doesn't matter, but for convenience, I'm taking. Let's say this is 2 Newton per meter. This is also 2 Newton per meter. Just I'm taking any arbitrary value. You can take any arbitrary
Your
value.
slide is not visible, sir.
Sorry, I did not share it. Now it is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
So you can take any arbitrary value as per your convenience. Okay, I'm just giving just for sake of example. So find out the fundamental frequency, right? Rayleigh quotient, that is omega 1 using Rayleigh. Have to find it. So what is the technique that I discussed? So you can find out the exact frequency, right? Simple problem. So you can construct the K matrix, construct the M matrix, find out the exact value of omega 1. That I am calling it as omega 1 exact. Okay. Okay. Now how to, so Rayleigh quotient, that is R U. So you have to choose a trial U, right? That is nothing but omega square is U transpose KU into U trans divided by U transpose MU. Okay, this is the Rayleigh's quotient. So you have to choose a U, right? Okay. So the choice of U, as I already mentioned, U is nothing but the displacement due to static loading. displacement due to static load. That is nothing but K inverse into the static load. What is the static load? 1 kg, 2 kg. So 1 and 2. Actually 1 into G and 2 into G, right? Weight is G, but doesn't matter, right? If it is G come, that it will cancel. You can do it with G also. G, right? Gravitational acceleration, mg, right? That is the word. So since G will cancel out, that's why I can no need to write it. Okay. So K inverse. So this is the displacement due to the static displacement, right? There is static displacement due to kind of, you can say, the weight of the each mass, due to weight of each mass. Just an approximation. It's a trial actually. It's a trial. You should write it here: trial. Okay. It's a trial here. And just substitute there and see what is happening. Okay. So we will be able to construct K matrix, M matrix, very straightforward. Find out U. Why I have written U equals to K inverse this? You know it, right? Because the static displacement. F equals to force equals to stiffness into displacement. Okay. So displacement equals to K inverse force. Okay. Displacement equal to force. So force is, here I am saying the force is due to their self weight of the each individual mass. Okay. If it is a 3 degrees of freedom, it will be C cross 1, right? Another mass will come into the picture. Okay. Understood? So that is what I am doing, that K inverse into due to their weight. Here it is 1 and 2, 1G and 2G actually. What G we can consider, that is doesn't matter, we get cancelled. So and then you substitute this U trial in this expression, okay, and find out you get the fundamental frequency omega 1, whatever the omega 1, you find out and check it with the exact one. Exact, you know, right? That is a 2/2 system. You can find out eigenvalue problem, setting the determinant of K minus omega square and 0, you get the exact value, right? And compare it and see how much different it is, okay, or what value are getting. Anybody has difficulty what I discussed? You can speak up. Just go. This is evening. Okay. Any doubt, you please ask me. Okay, then I will explain further. How many will 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Please tell me, don't hesitate. At least for this doubt, this is doubt clearing class, right? So you must have doubt. Yes. Who don't have, then just please solve the problem and find out omega 1 using Rayleigh. Okay. So all are okay with this, what I have discussed? Everybody who is there? Abhishek, Vijan, MSR, Nidan, Sasturi, Nirvay Singh, Ramprashan, Sri, Bhasta Veshar, and Varun Kumar Reddy. Everybody okay with this method?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please solve it. So once you solve it and you get the result, then you will get the confidence. Okay? You will get the confidence that you will be able to do it in exam if given in during the exam. Okay? So it can be easily done for 2, 3 degree, 4 degree, it doesn't matter, right? Obviously the calculation will be more involved and you will be not be able to do it during the class time. So you please practice similar type of problem. Okay. And as I repeatedly mentioned during the classes, that please go through the solved example from the books. Solved example from the books. That's all. All books that I am giving, told to you. From Krafft-Penchen to Chopra to Rao, and then Meyrovich, whatever book or any other books you find out, just go through the solved example. Okay, so just as a trial eigenvector, okay, this is the first eigenvector, right? So as a trial one, because I do not know. If I know the exact u, then I will substitute here and get the exact value of omega. Right? The exact can be found out from the eigenvalue problem. So, but the Rayleigh method, it is an approximate calculation of the fundamental frequency. Right? So I am finding the static displacement due to weight of each mass. Okay, that is nothing but your inverse, k inverse, and the weight. Right? Because that you know force equal to stiffness into displacement, right? Everybody should do it. Okay, since you are spending your time, you should learn at least, right?
Sorry, sir. Rayleigh's method for continuous system is also included for syllabus.
Rayleigh method.
Rayleigh's method
Rayleigh's method
is also included for the exam point of view, like for the continuous
no,
system.
no. I told you Rayleigh's method is not in your syllabus. Then I asked you during the class, not you. I mean, I asked
So
that.
like you said you will just include in the PPT, so I thought of asking.
I included in the PPT, right? So what is your question?
No, so like my question was, since it was in PPT, so like whether will there be any question
No,
from
no.
that?
No, never. That I have not discussed in the class. I have not taught it, right? That's why I asked whether I should add it. I mean, those who are interested, they can read it by their own. That's all. Further learn. Yeah, 2 by 2 system, right? Very easy. You can buy without calculator also. You can invert it and you can do the multiplication also. Very simple.
0.6638
Exact or Rayleigh?
Rayleigh.
0.6638 radian per. Don't forget to write the unit. Okay. In most of the software, right? Whether it's ANSYS, Avacast, STAT or something like that, the output is in hertz. Okay. So this is the Rayleigh. So the exact. So tell me, exact will be lower than this or greater than this? Yes.
Lower than this.
Yes. Okay. So find out the exact and see how close you are getting, or just f-sharp you are getting, or something close to this you are getting.
0.6622.
Exact is 0.6622. You see how close it is. What is the percentage difference? Just check it. Not much, right? This is such a good approximation of the fundamental frequency. And as per the criteria that the Rayleigh's quotient cannot be less than the lowest frequency. I mean, the quotient cannot be less than the lowest eigenvalue, because quotient is omega square, right? So anybody not getting this and this exact 0.6622, that too we have discussed many times how to find out the natural frequency and Rayleigh, or any difficulty in any step, please tell me. Okay, because I will move to the next one. Since you are spending your time, I am also spending my valuable time here. So please ask me if you have doubt. Otherwise, the doubt will be remain doubt. So all are able
So
to
I have
get
a
it?
note in like continuous systems. Like for example, on that day
Yes.
you just gave point load.
Coming to that. Just one by one, let me finish. So let us finish this problem first. Okay. So whether all are able to got the result, or anybody has difficulty in doing it, or stuck at any steps, or tell me please. Okay. Okay, let us give some more time, maybe 5 minutes more. Okay. This problem. So similar problem for 3 degrees of freedom system will be able to do it, right?
Yes, sir.
So anybody has problem? Who is speaking? Barun Kumar Reddy, it's okay? It's not Here most of unknown. Sri Vastav.
Yes, sir.
Are you okay with this?
Yes, sir. Correct.
And here is Rastogi. Yes. Yeah, please speak out. Because this is not a mandatory class, right? I have taken the class because some people have doubt, that's why. Otherwise, I could not have taken it. So the main idea is to you should allow, clear. I should be able to clear your doubt, and at the end of this class, you should have at least some doubt will be clear. So please tell me if you have any doubt. Rastogi. Not here. Then Anish Rai. It is clear. Rastogi is right and clear. What is the problem in speaking out here? Anish Rai. Okay, anyway. So it will be time wasted for me. So it is done. So I am expecting that it is done. Okay. So now for the continuous system. So another example I am taking. Although I have discussed within one point load with at the middle of the beam, and that is a step type of load, right? I think I have discussed this problem. If I am not wrong, a simply supported beam subjected to a point load Ft here, where Ft is given like this. This is F naught. Okay. So that is the problem we have discussed, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir. Okay, so I will discuss another type of load. Okay, same boundary condition, another type of load I will discuss here. Okay. So let us say the problem is, you see, I will not obviously if I going to discuss all those things, then what I will give in the exam, right? I have to keep something else also. So another problem I am going to discuss here is that, so this has been done here in the last class, this type of load. You see, the procedure or the concept is same, right? The same procedure I will just repeat here again. Okay. Here again, let's say at the midspan. It doesn't matter if it is on the not in the midspan, right? Okay. So Ft is equal to F naught sine capital omega t. Let's say one sinusoidally varying load with amplitude F naught sine omega t is acting at the middle of the beam. Okay, right? It can be distributed also. Then another sine function will come. Let's say it is distributed as per linearly or sinusoidally. Then another as a function of x will come into the picture. But it doesn't matter. We will do the integration whenever with respect to x will come. We will do the integration. Okay, or substitution of x will come. Then we will do it's a substitute. Okay. So let's say this is my now is the load. So at the midspan, a sinusoidal load is acting. If not sine omega t. Previously it was a step function. Okay. Okay. So what is the issue? Big deal about that? So QR double dot t plus this is the modal equation, right? Each mode equation after the applying the mode superposition. Okay. QR t is equals to capital QR. This is the generalized force in the rth coordinate. R equal to 1 to 1 to infinity. This equation is known to you, right? So you can directly use this equation. Omega simply supported beam. What is that? R square pi square by L square divided by EI into EI by M, right? I mean, right or wrong?
R square cube.
Oh, correct. Omega R square, right? Omega equal to R square pi square L square divided by M, correct? This is correct or wrong?
Yes, sir. Correct.
Single degree of freedom equation. Let's say zero initial condition. Okay, for simplicity, I'll give zero initial condition only in the exam also, because otherwise it will be a complicated solution. When this calculation will be difficult. Okay, so now we have to find out what this one, right? QRT you have to find out, because my solution will be single degree of freedom system. I can apply Duhamel integral. 1 by omega r integral of 0 to t q r tau sine omega r t minus tau dt. Correct? Okay. Or if you directly know the solution from your classical approach, then you can just directly write it. Okay. So now I have to find out this, that is generalized force QRT. That is the tricky. So how to find out that? So the load beam is like this. Okay. Here my load is acting, that is F naught sine capital omega t at a distance of L by 2. Total length is L. Okay. So since it is, you see what is the formula? QRT is integral of 0 to L or in terms of dx, that is VR x, and there is ft dx. Right? Am I wrong or right? Please tell me, correct me if I am wrong.
So correct, sir.
Correct. Okay. So please check the PPT. That is the generalized load. How it is coming? Equation of motion AMX double dot. Just quickly I will tell you kx equals to ft. Right. Then I am writing x as a modal summation and then pre-multiplying both sides of the equation by VR and integrating over the domain. So if you multiply the VRX and then integrating over the domain, you will get this thing, right? That is that, and these will be just using the orthogonality condition. You can come out to this expression and this expression. Okay, that I have already discussed, and you can check it in the PPT. It is already there. Okay. So this is the actual formula. Okay. But in that case, what is happened? This Ft is a distributed load, right? Distributed load over the entire beam. Okay, Ft. Okay. Actually, f of xt. Actually, it is actually f xt, function of x as well as t. Correct. So now, in the present case, it is acting at a particular point. So the actual, I mean, mathematically, I should write Vr x Ft is f naught sine capital omega t, but it is applied only at x equals to L by 2, right? So that is the Dirac delta function, x minus L by 2 dx. Okay, it is written in that because that means it indicates that this is valid when, or this is present when x equals to L by 2. Otherwise, it is 0. So the integral is very simple. That is Vr evaluated at L by 2 simply because since it is exists only at L by 2 and f naught sine. That's all. That is the integration. Got it? Now we got the load, that's all. Now I'll just put it here. So QR tau will be VR. Now what is VR at L by 2? Root over 2 by ml sine r pi x by L. That is r pi by, what will be there? R pi by 2, right? Please correct me. Okay. Sine omega. Okay? Any issue? Any doubt? Please tell me. Any doubt?
Sir, what if this load is not a point load and it's like uniformly distributed or somewhere in function of x? So we have to put that and integrate in x.
Slowly. If the load is first question is
Like, what if this load is not applied at a particular point and it's like spread over in the entire length?
okay, correct. Correct. The first person, oh no, or is coming later. So if it is distributed, so then distributed, this function will be given to you, right? So let's say there is another function. So f naught sine omega t, and then some function of x, right? Some function of x will be there. Okay, how it is distributed along the length, correct? Okay.
Okay, sir.
Am I right? So then you will write this thing complete. Then it is much easier. You don't have to Dirac delta function out here. Just put it here, integrate it, and just do it. That's all. That integration is difficult or I mean easy. That I don't know. You will find out if Vrx is known to you, right? That is root over 2 by ml sine r pi by 2. Okay, sorry, sine r pi x by l. Then you have to do the integration. You cannot write Vr at L by 2 because this is actually doing that integration at x equals to L by 2 only because it is valid only at that point using Dirac delta function. Okay, and if it is given a function of x is given, you just do the integration. Now whether that integration is difficult or easy, that is a separate issue. Right? But the thing is clear, right? How to proceed. Okay. Any doubt?
Yes, sir. Like if that is spread over the entire length, so then integrating from 0 to L will be fine. But what if like since like in previous semester and all we had like distributed load till a particular point, so we have to integrate from that to that point alone.
I didn't understand what you were saying.
No, sir, like for example, let's say the f of x function is from the support to the midpoint, so it's like uniformly split over that point. So for integration for the limit, should I put 0 to L by 2 or 0 to L? So
For here, you are saying for the half the portion, right?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Or some portion you are asking.
No, sir. Like let's say for example, it will be half the portion, like from the support to the midpoint, it's like uniformly distributed.
Yeah, you are just discussing about different cases, right? I mean, there can be n number of cases like that. I will say from here to something here, right? Or you are here only, right? So there is
Yes,
n
sir.
number.
In that case, will the limit from 0 to L and will change? Like for example, let's say it's
Yes, that you should tell me. Now tell me, you tell me what should be there. Now you see the integration formula is that, just I'll tell you. What is the formula? The formula is that, what is the formula gone? drx f of xt dx integrating over 0 to L, right? Now you are providing a function which is valid for only, let's say, this region to this region. So then how will you perform the integration? You will perform the integration from here to here, it will be nothing, right? 0. Okay, so at the 3 part, right? The integration will be 3 part. 0 to, let's say, L by 3, L by 3 to 12 by 3, 12 by 3 to 0. Obvious, right? Is it clear? That is obvious.
those region before L by 3 and after 2 L by 3 will be 0. So I just start integrate wherever the force is present.
Yeah, that is. I mean, obvious. I mean, for the portion, it is the load is there, right? You're integrating for that part.
Okay, sir.
I mean, other part it is 0. Actually, Vrx into 0, 0 into dx 0 to whatever L by 3 or whatever I have given. If I give, it will be like that. That is as simple as. Okay. Anybody has any problem? So everybody understood what he is trying to ask. What is his question?
No, sir. Like, can you repeat that?
Yes. First of all, the two problems that I discussed, right? The first problem that we discussed in the class, that is the FT at the middle of the span, which is nothing but is step load, and the present discussion where we are considering again is single load acting at the middle of the span, but it is a sinusoidally varying. Okay. So for both these cases, I have used the Dirac delta function approach to integrate it, because the question is regarding how to integrate it. Okay. Q at tau, Q at t is equal to integral of 0 to L. The formula is this. The formula is this. Okay, this is the formula. Now, this is the load. This is the distributed load. Time varying it can be space varying. Okay. Now, I have discussed about the 2-point loads, right? So, which is just acting at a point. So that's why I represented it as a in terms of Dirac delta function. F naught sin omega t Dirac delta x L minus 2. This is the mathematical representation. Okay. So the integration is very simple. Actually, you don't have to do the integration. There is nothing but Vr x equal to L by 2 and F naught sin. I mean, that is the whatever the function of x coming here, the evaluated at L by 2. Okay. But if it is distributed load, okay. So then what you will do? So he will just substitute here the function. Okay. The function will be given to you, right? Fxt, which is a function of x as well as t. So you put it here and just integrate over the domain. That's all. Now he is asking that if over the whole domain. Now he is saying that let's say my load is not over the entire domain. Let's say somewhere here. Okay, time varying distributed load somewhere here. Then what I will do? Here it is. Let's say some L1, L2, and L3. Okay, right. So then I am saying that for this region you will integrate it separately. That so the three integration names 0 to L1, L1 to L2, and L2 to L3, which is nothing but your L, right? The three region. In this region, there will be one kind of force, which is in this case 0, another force, which is this one, and in this range, it might be 0 or anything else, any other thing might be there. Now it is clear to you?
Yes, sir.
He is just asking that how to do this integration to find out the QRT if the loading is different. Okay, that's all. Still anybody has doubt? So you please go through different books. That is what my suggestion will be. Okay, and see the, again I am repeating, see the solved example. Any doubt?
So the given load is just applied at that location, or it is time varying?
How does it matter? Because this
Or,
integration
or like
is
moving, or like moving load.
moving load. No, we are not discussing about the moving load. Okay, moving load problem we are not discussing. Okay, that is another issue, separate issue. Okay, it is the loading is time varying and it can be as varied with space, but it is not moving. Okay, you can do it the moving load also. Okay, but that is I am not going to discuss here. Okay, since it is not in our part of the syllabus. Okay. You see, even what is the difficulty in understanding? I do not get it actually.
No, sir, this part is understood. Like,
Yeah, this is, you see, this one, this is the varying with space, and this loading is also varying with time. Okay, so that may be sinusoidally varying or cosine, I mean, varying with the or any other time dependent function. Okay, so let us say, for example, I'll tell you just 1 minute. Okay, so it can be sinusoidally whole thing also. So let's say this function, right, f of xt, I can write it like this. Just a minute. So it can be f naught sine pi x by l is varying with x, and then sine omega. So this is your ft, f of xt. Okay. So I can give this as a function. Will you be able to solve this problem if I give a distributed load of this? Yeah. What will be your difficulty, or any difficulty is there? Please speak out.
No, sir. This
Yes.
put that in equation.
Integral 0 to L, then it will be put what is there? Vrx. Okay, Vrx is known to you, right? Okay. Then UFFT is substituted here. Sine pi x by L sine omega t dx. This is time. This is constant. So take out f naught sine omega t integral of 0 to L Vrx. Okay. Then sine pi x by L. Just integrate it. That's all. This is known to you. Anybody has any doubt?
no, sir.
Now it is clear, I hope, right? So this is a generic function I have given. Now this can be anything, any function of x. I mean, depending on the how it is varying with space. And this can be also different, sine, plus, cosine, or any type of. But for simplicity, it will be like this, right? For hand calculation, you will not be able to do that. Is it clear? Now the rest of the procedure will be the same, right? So once I got QR tau, this QR t, so tau you can find out, tau will be root over 2 by ml sine r pi by 2, then f naught sine capital omega into tau, right? So once you got it, you just put it in the Duhamel integral here. This is the QR tau, put it here, do the integration, find out QRT, then what will be the response, final response? The final response will be Vxt is equals to summation of r equal to 1 to infinity Vrx QR. Modal summation, right? Modes eigenfunction, and this is the modal coordinate or principal coordinate. This how you will find out from this Duhamel integral. To obtain that, you need QR tau. QR tau how you will find out from this expression QR. Okay. Then once you got, you put it back here. Then just obtain it. This generic expression will get. If I ask you what is the response at x equals to 12 by 3, you will just substitute x 12 by 3, d, whatever be the expression we get. That's all. Tell me the doubt. I think these are the two major topics people have talked about. One is continuous system, and that is the most many of the people, and I think few people have talked about the Rayleigh's method example, and I forget what the other thing. So can you tell me what are the other points need to be discussed, or any in general doubt you have conceptualized or any problem related? So we'll be able to solve this problem that we have discussed right now. That is, if it is ft is f naught sin omega t, so then you will use the Dirac delta function to find out the qrt. Once you got the qrt, you will substitute here in the domain integrals to obtain the small qrt, that is the generalized coordinate. Then plug it here, that is the modal summation, okay, to get the response at any position at any time on the beam. Then if I ask you at a particular location, you will substitute at x value. Let's say I ask you the beam length is 5 meter, I ask you at a 3 meter, so you will x equals 3 meter, you substitute, and then just get the response. Is it okay? Any other doubt? Or any other numerical example need to be done, or still? Or still you, yeah, tell me, please.
So like these problems are for simply supported beam, and if
Yeah.
the problem comes for cantilever beam, the procedure is same.
Exactly, the VRX will be the big one. The VRX
Yes, sir.
will be that this there. I mean, it is difficult to write for me here and remember also, and you should not remember. Okay, so you will be right here, and you understood that I will not obviously not give the cantilever beam example because it will take maybe 2 days or 3 days to solve one problem, right?
Okay.
If you do it by hand, unless you do it by computer, okay, that is the difference.
Okay, so Vx will be vary, and according to that,
Yes,
procedure
VRX.
is same.
Procedure exactly same, exactly. So that's why for cantilever beam, for different types of, if the cross section is varying or something, we assume a shape function or eigenfunction. So that comes to actually the Rayleigh list and those higher level methods. Okay? So you can approximate using those things. Anyway, but the procedure is same. If there is for any other boundary condition, we will change this VRX. Because you see, what will change? If the boundary condition change, what is going to change? Can you tell me? What are the things going to change?
Mode shape will change.
Huh?
Just the mode shape.
Only mode shape? Anything else?
Mode shape and frequencies.
Yes, mode shape and the frequency. That is basically eigenvalue and eigenfunction. So what are the things going to change here? So VRX is going to change here, and that omega r I have written here, the omega r. This in this equation, the omega r is going to change here, right? For cantilever, I think omega 1, first one is something like, I don't remember that 4 point or something. This so that solution of that transcendental equation 1 plus cos beta L plus cos hyperbolic beta L equal to 0, right? For any other boundary condition. So this is going to change. This is eigenvalue, and because the characteristic equation is going to change, so that's why the eigenvalues will getting different, and finally the eigenvector, not the eigenvector, eigenfunction will also be different. Okay. Omega is also going to change depending on the boundary condition. Once you learn the procedure, that is just a trivial thing. Yeah, the calculation might be difficult. That I am not guaranteeing you that the calculation could be easy. But the procedure, application, and steps are as simple as that. If you understood each and every step of that. Now, how the calculation will be done and how the calculation will be tedious or it will be one-line calculation, that depends upon the function I am giving. Okay. That is obvious. Okay, any doubt? So first, I know most of you understood. So those who have still doubt with this expression, right? There may some people may not be convenient with this expression I am writing quickly. Please go through the PPT or any book and just I have in a proper, very systematic and proper manner I have written in the PPT which expression is to use and which equation is required for mode shape and the frequencies and the orthogonality. All those things is in detail it is written in a systematic manner. So please go through that. Once you used to it that and you solve one example by in your own hand, okay, and then you'll get a feel of it. Then it is not that difficult. Okay. Yes, please tell me any doubt regarding this continuous system, modal analysis basically, or the Rayleigh method that you have discussed so far. Okay. So you see the eigenvalue problem I discussed for cantilever beam and simply supported beam, right? So for fixed beam, we apply the four boundary condition, the two end slope and deflection, right? That is the zero. So you just apply those four boundary condition to your character. I mean that you remember that Vx is equal to C1 sine beta x plus C2 sine hyperbolic beta x plus C3 cos beta x, like that, right? So you just then you impose the four boundary condition, find out C1, C2, C3 values, find the characteristic equation, solve it to get the eigenvalue. And using that coefficients you can find out the values of Vx. So the different boundary conditions you try to see, that will be interesting, right? I told you you can check it for fixed, then the free. Okay, so for those boundary conditions. One in fixed, another in simply supported or hinged. So those also you can check it. Yes, come on, please tell me any issue with these two things that you have discussed, that is the Rayleigh method for multi-degree of freedom system and this modal analysis or mode superposition method for continuous system. Anything you do not understood, please tell me. Yes, so any other issue need to be discussed? Any other example you record? And at least I can mention you in the book also. If I am not able to discuss here, then I'll maybe tell you that please refer to this book. Yes, anything? Any other issue, any other topic you have doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, so one way I just told the Nirbhay Singh, he told the no. Any other people? One guy left, okay, no problem. Yeah, so just tell me, I think it is not required to take for the second doubt clearing class, maybe, since don't think there is any other doubt. If you have doubt, you please tell me, that time is still there, I can discuss.
So for continuous system, which book should be referred?
Continuous system. You see, the thing is that how much you want to learn, that is the problem. Okay, the problem is that you see the class is out of, total 90 students, right? If I go a little bit more detail or in more complication, okay, then it will be a problem for all the students, okay. And since it is a BTech level course and only it is the third year first semester, right? If it is a fourth year first semester, then I could have appreciated, okay. So since it is like this course is, and even in many institutes actually not taught also this course, and many people did not pursue for that course also. So elementary level that I have discussed, the PPT, that is good enough for the elementary level you understand. But if you want to go for the more, you want to see more examples or more detail you want to learn for continuous system, you see the concept, for learning the concept and theory, I'll always suggest you to go for Meyerowitz. Okay. Either elements of vibration analysis or elements of vibration analysis, right? This is for understanding the theory or concept. Or here's some another book also, the fundamental of vibration. Almost similar, although a little bit different is there. So it is a Meyerowitz. And if you want to know more detail about the continuous system itself, then you can refer to Rao. There is a separate book on Rao on continuous system. But that will be too much detail. You just go to one chapter on beam. Okay. There you might find out on that moving load. Someone is talking about moving load also, right? Many other issues also you will find. Many interesting issues. Beam with axial force, rotating beam rotated, okay, like helicopter blades or wind turbine, okay. Then beams on elastic foundation. Then what else? There might be, and then Timoshenko beam, obviously those things will be there all in detail. So there is a each chapter on separate chapter. One is on bar, axial vibration of bar. One chapter on shaft. Another chapter on string, transversal string. Another chapter on beam. One chapter on plates maybe. Okay, so you'll find out. So you can refer to this book if you wish. This is the continuous system. Okay. Actually, the problem with this continuous system is that, I mean, not problem, I will say, since you are asking for numerical example, right? Actually, the continuous system is not usually treated in an exact manner, okay? Because in a real life structure, it will be complicated, right? So, using this exact approach is not work out. You have to go for the approximate method, like Rayleigh-List or the assumed mode method, or the, you have to discretize it. Somehow you have to discretize it using the finite element approach, okay? Somehow you have to make the infinite degrees of freedom to a finite degrees of freedom through discretization, and then use for the multi-degree freedom system. Okay. Now, that how to discretize that is a one learning aspect. So basically, what I have discussed for the continuous system, the major learning is that how to derive the equation of motion. Okay. Right? How to derive the equation of motion, that is one learning. What is the eigenvalue problem and how to incorporate the boundary conditions appropriately to get the natural frequencies and the mode shapes. Okay? And what is the concept of modal analysis? That is the basic idea. And believe me, even in masters to master also, MTech also, people do not know in a proper manner this much amount. Okay. So if you know this much amount properly, if your concept is absolutely clear, it's good enough, more than good enough for you. Okay, any other doubt, question? So is it clear for you, Nirbhay? Nirbhay, you asked only, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's clear. Thank you, sir.
Ram Prashant, anything else?
No, sir. Thank you, sir.
If you are interested on dynamics, then you please go through the books of Meyerowitz. Okay? To first clear your concept now. Okay? Go through the Meyerowitz. Yeah, anybody else? Any other issue? So what do you say? What is your suggestion? I think this one class is good enough. 1 out of 10 classes. There is no more classes is required, I think. So is it required or not? Tell me. Some, I mean, one or two doubt come in your mind later on, then you can just directly contact me. Okay, then I'll just clarify your doubt. So is it okay for you if I just stop it here for this doubt clearing classes? So I will not take the second one. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm still asking if anybody has doubt. I can now itself clear it. Okay.
No doubt, sir.
No doubt. Good. And you can contact me. Okay. Anytime you can contact me. If I'm free, then I'll immediately clear your doubt. If I'm not free, then I'll give you some time. Okay. A specific time I'll give you to you. Then that time I'll try to clear it. Okay. So have you enjoyed this course, which is little bit different from what you are learning, right? Because you are learning so far all statics, right?
Yes, sir.
This is a kind of a totally different. Even in fact, what you are going to learn also in third year, fourth, they are all statics related, right? Static, not dynamics. So this is quite a different little bit. Okay, so most of the people are saying that no doubt. So with this, I will stop it here. Okay. As I already mentioned, if you any other doubt come in your mind anytime, you just do not hesitate to ask me. So I will clear your doubt definitely with best of my knowledge, whatever I have. Okay. And please refer to books. Okay, the book reading a book is a good practice. Okay, it is a good habit. Actually. Okay, so I don't think there is no need of the second doubt clearing classes. Okay. Okay, fine, and wish you all the best. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.